With the Cauvery Bandh. In fact, members of pro-Kannada organizations protesting against the release of Cauvery water to Tamil Nadu, they were detained by the Bengaluru police as they tried to stage protests at railway stations and at the airport. This strike has been called by farmer groups and pro-Kannada organizations and is being observed across the state. Now, they are to maintain law and order, and in order to handle the situation, the Karnataka police are making preparations to deploy additional forces across the state. These protests come in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to refrain from interfering with the directives issued by the Cauvery Water Management Authority and its auxiliary body, the Cauvery Water Regulation Committee, which instructed Karnataka to carry out the water release. In the latest development, the CWRC has ordered Karnataka to release 3,000 cusecs of Cauvery water from, Biligundlu, effective from the 28th of September to the 15th of October 2023, marking a reduction from the previous release of 5,000 cusecs. Right on your screens there, Section 144 has also been imposed in Karnataka's Mandya district, which lies in the Cauvery basin, to prevent any untoward incident. Pro-Kannada outfit, activists there staging a protest against the release of water to Tamil Nadu. They were also detained by the Bengaluru police as they tried to stage a protest near the railway station and at the airport. Do remember, just day before yesterday, there was another bandh that was called by the farmers' organization, and even on that day, schools were shut in Bengaluru, and today as well, it looks like that the bandh has affected largely several parts of the state. In Bengaluru, Mandya, and among other states, among other cities as well. Large number of police deployment to ensure that no untoward incident takes place. Now, this is the protest. This is the ongoing protest. 44 flights, we believe, we've been, reports are indicating that 44 flights have also been diverted from Bengaluru. This Cauvery Bandh has now disrupted life in Karnataka. This is the second time in less than 4 days that a bandh has been observed. The bandh is being observed in Karnataka. 44 flights from Bengaluru have been cancelled, beg your pardon, not diverted. So there are now protests against, the protest is taking place against the release of water to Tamil Nadu. Karnataka police are also making further preparations to deploy additional forces across the state. My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah joins us live from Bengaluru. Waji, do tell us, how has the bandh affected Bengaluru and other parts of Karnataka to begin with?
Well, Neha, let me show you around. Right now, I am at Town Hall, and if I can tell my camera person to do a 360 of this entire place. Now, this is Town Hall. This usually stays shut throughout the month, unless there's an event. But this area where we are showing you right now, where the police officers are standing, is a bustling market area. You would usually see a lot of vehicular movement over here. You will see people moving to market and all. But today's movement that we are seeing right now is 30 to 40% comparatively less than a regular day. Now, this area is usually jammed. This is the main junction of the city, and it's in the center of the city. So the situation over here clearly gives you an indication how the scenario is and what is the position of the bandh. As of now, where we are standing a few minutes back, Vatal Nagaraj, the organizer of this Karnataka Ukkuta, the umbrella organization under which these protests are happening, he was here. He tried to speak to the media person, but then he was detained by these police officers. Now, what the Karnataka government has done is they have not stopped them from protesting. But the only difference is there is an area that has been designated, which is Freedom Park. So all those people who were coming to Town Hall, because the call was to march from Town Hall till Freedom Park and show their protest. But what the police have done is everybody who's coming to Town Hall has been detained from here, and then they are taken to the Freedom Park area where the designated protest spot is, and that is where they've been asked to protest from. So you see that close to 15,000 police officers have been deployed all over Karnataka for this particular protest or bandh that has been taken place. This is the second bandh. Speaker a little as it left our audio. So like you said that this is the second protest in the last 4 days, and yes, from what scenes that we've seen from morning, you can call it a partially successful bandh with close to 50% of the shops shut and 50 of them open, and a few various places where they feel that the protest will not affect them. Back to you. Yeah.
Right, Vaji, Karnataka. Right, Vaji, reports are also indicating that Karnataka is going to face around 4,000 crore loss because of this bandh. How does the government, in fact, plan to address this issue?
Well, yes, a lot of establishments are shut. Your auto organizations, your hotel industry, all these unions have come together under the umbrella of the Karnataka Utsuta, which is run by Hotel Nagaraj. And these people have forced a bandh. Now, like we heard, D.K. Shivakumar said that close to 1,500 to 1,000 crore was a loss on the first day of it. And we've also heard from various people within these organizations who said that it is difficult for them to keep this protest on because a lot of their activists or workers who are a part of the organization have said that it is not easy for them to give away their daily wages because these are daily laborers who are seen on a protest. These are auto drivers, these are people who go to hotels, whose living run on day-to-day businesses. They have also come out and said that they are also facing a lot of problems as they cannot continue protesting like this. So yes, it is a big loss for the exchequer because this particular area which I am showing you right now is the city market area. From here, if we go straight in another 500 meters, we will reach city market. Now, city market is the second largest economy provider for the city of Bengaluru at least. Now, if this is the deserted look that we see at the city market area, then it can clearly give you the number of losses the state will have today at least. So 4,000 is somewhere close to the right figure of how much loss a city might face because of these protests. But yes, the protest is also happening with regards to Cauvery, and Cauvery is not a small issue in Karnataka. It is one of the biggest problems that we are facing, and it's not a problem that we are facing from today or it's a last month issue. It's an issue that's happening for quite some time, for decades right now, and a lot of chief ministers have gone by, but the issue remains to be the same. Now, what has happened is that the Tamil Nadu government has asked for close to 12,000 cubics of water, and the Karnataka government approached the CWRC, which has now said that they should only release 3,000 cubics of water to Tamil Nadu, which the Karnataka government believes is a win-win situation compared to the demand that was there from Tamil Nadu. But we see protesters. We already saw JDAS and the BJP coming together with day before yesterday, where we saw both Kumaraswamy and Yediyurappa saying that the government should not release even a single drop of water to Tamil Nadu because there are a possibility of rains in Karnataka is very less. And close to 195 districts have been called drought hit by the government itself. While there is the possibility of rain in Tamil Nadu, the northeastern the rain, the possibility of the north arriving late in Tamil Nadu. So this is the situation. The opposition believe, but the government, on the other hand, is compelled to give close to 3,000 cubics of water to Tamil Nadu as per the CWRC. So yes, these bonds are hitting the economy also. And the bonds are also highlighting an important issue of Cauvery, which the state has been dealing for decades now, Neha.
Right. Thank you, Vaji, for joining us with all of those insights. In fact, well, there my colleague Vajiullah getting us the ground report as to what exactly has been happening. How is Bengaluru per se reacting to the bandh? And he says that it's a mixed response when it comes to these, in fact, repeated bandh calls given by various Kannada outfits. And in fact, we just had a bandh call that was given by the farmers organization. That day, these Kannada activists decided not to take part in that protest, instead hold a different protest altogether on a different day. Now here colleges and schools were shut even day before yesterday. Colleges and schools are shut even today. These students have to bear the brunt of these protests. Do remember that Siddaramaiah had asked Prime Minister Narendra Modi's intervention, has sought his intervention into the matter, and has said that centre, in fact, would be able to give us, in fact, a solution into this long-drawn issue. These visuals are coming in from Trichy, where also, in fact, farmers are now demanding the release of water. And in fact, there you have it. The problem, in fact, this is an issue that has been ongoing for several years now. Tamil Nadu, do remember, had approached the Supreme Court in August this year and sought an intervention in the Cauvery water dispute with Karnataka. And their request, in fact, was to immediately release 24,000 cubic feet per second, cusecs per se, of water from its reservoirs and ensure its specific quantity is available at the Biligundlu on the interstate border for the remainder of the month. There now farmers also demanding the release of water, holding a protest. That's a unique protest out there that's being held by these farmers.
But they think that there are two states and they want to have an edge in Karnataka because only they were in power earlier in Karnataka. They are not bothered about Tamil Nadu. So the Karnataka BJP leaders are inducing the government, provoking the government of Karnataka not to release water, and because of the local politics, the ruling party also is submitting to that. The Cauvery, I can only say that Cauvery is not the property of Karnataka, that they should know. Cauvery water, wherever it runs, the river runs, water is should be given to every state, and particularly lower riparian states. Internationally, it is not the thing. So this strike is just political. I don't think beyond that, this strike will influence the management authority, because management authority has a different role to play. They are the owners of Cauvery and they have to divide water among the states as per agreement.
Nearly 500 people over town hall, and we have made adequate bandobast arrangements. So we will see that no untoward incident takes place. So we are going to group break. We will take care of that one. So we are going to come here. We are going to, since 144 section is in force as per commissioner's order. So we want any protest to be conducted. That is, designated place is Freedom Park. We will send them out.
The direction from the Supreme Court is clear. The Cauvery Water Tribunal, whatever the norms laid out is clear. Rather than abiding the law, they take law into their own hands and they instigate people of Karnataka for their own political mileage and benefits. What is more surprising is, here Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is quiet. He doesn't even send out a statement condemning this kind of activities, instigating people. There is no law. There is no law in Karnataka. And people around some outfits, Karnataka outfits, seems to take law into their own hands. And going to Supreme Court asking for a revision, and Tamil Nadu government has still not filed their appeal on the same.
इसलिए कि हमारा ये कर्नाटक में कावेरी वाटर का बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. हमको इधर पीने के लिए पानी नहीं है. तमिलनाडु के लिए पीने के लिए हमको पानी नहीं है. उधर क्या इरुली आता है ना, वो खेती करने के लिए वो पानी पूछता है. पहला हमको आदमी को पहले चाहिए पानी पीने के लिए चाहिए, फिर बाद में खेती करना है. इधर पानी हमको बहुत मुश्किल है. इधर बेंगलोर में 1,30,00,000 पीपल्स है, मगर इसमें बहुत मुश्किल कर रहा है. इसलिए हमको क्या है ना, आगे अभी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को अभी 1-2 महीने जाएगा तो पीने के लिए पानी बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. इसलिए नहाने के लिए पानी नहीं मिलेगा. इसलिए हम बिस्लरी कैन से इधर पानी से स्नान नहाकर हम सरकार को दिखाने के लिए क्या होता है, आदमी के लिए कितना प्रॉब्लम होता है, वो दिखाने के लिए हम अभी प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं इधर.
As per the Supreme Court judgment, the Karnataka must release the water to Tamil Nadu every month. But Karnataka they have not given any respect to the Supreme Court judgment. So the central government must take action against the Karnataka government. But The central government has not taken any action with the Karnataka government. Already we have cultivated 30 lakhs acres in the Cauvery Delta. Now we have not cultivated 1 lakh acre now. This is a time for us, the long-term crops, to cultivate 50 lakhs acres. But Karnataka refused to give water for us. So that's the reason we must agitate against the Karnataka. Our CM must agitate against the Tamil Nadu CM must agitate Karnataka. But here we are not, if we will not agitate it, they will not release the water.
Now, during a press conference held by actor Siddharth to promote his film, members of the Karnataka Rakshana Vediki, Swabhimani Sene, disrupted the event and demanded his departure from the venue. Right on your screens, these visuals coming in from actor Siddharth's press conference. The protesters there said that the timing was inappropriate for such promotional activities, given Tamil Nadu's ongoing demand for Cauvery water from Karnataka. The actor was promoting his movie Chiku and he had to leave his presser midway, given that these pro-Kannada outfit activists just barged into his press conference and said that the timing of him promoting his movie is inappropriate given Tamil Nadu's ongoing demand for Cauvery river water from Karnataka. The members of the pro-Kannada organizations, in fact, are staging a protest against the release of Cauvery water to Tamil Nadu, and this incident took place yesterday when actor Siddharth had reached, in fact, when actor Siddharth was holding a press conference, and that's when these, in fact, activists barged in and told the actor that the timing of him promoting his movie was inappropriate given Tamil Nadu's demand over Cauvery water. Moving on now, Tamil actor Vishal has alleged that the Central Board of Film Certification in Mumbai took a bribe of 6.5 lakh rupees for the censor certification of the Hindi version of his film Mark Antony. The actor took to X, formerly Twitter, with a video in which he accused the officials from the CBFC of demanding a bribe of 6.5 lakh rupees in exchange for screening and granting a UA certificate to his film. In the video, the man appealed to Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to look into the matter. The officials from CBFC are yet to respond to the accusations levelled by the actor. Here, Mark Antony is a science fiction action comedy film, in fact, which was released on the 15th of September. It is directed by Adhik Ravichandran and produced by S. Vinod Kumar under Mini Studio. The movie stars Vishal and S.J. Surya in dual roles. Vishal has stated that he has never faced such a situation in his career and he was left with no option but to pay. And doing this is not for me but for the future producers. That's what Vishal has alleged.
We were left with no option. पहले 3 लाख भेजना था देखने के लिए फिल्म और 3.5 लाख सर्टिफिकेट मांगने के लिए. So this was done by one lady. I don't know whether she's Mrs. Menaga, who did the entire transaction, and of course it's recorded. It's not a job to record, but I really want to record this just to make sure that it's not ordinary money, it's hard-earned money. And definitely, if this is the case for me, I don't know what's the case of other films, but she has also said that जो 15 दिन के पहले अप्लाई किया वो 4 लाख में खत्म कर दिया ट्रांजैक्शन और सर्टिफिकेशन के लिए वेट कर रहे हैं. 6.5 लाख मेरे पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था. मैंने पे किया पहले 3 लाख और एक अकाउंट में और दूसरा अकाउंट में 3.5 लाख और मिल गया मेरा सर्टिफिकेट. और आज फिल्म मार्क एंटनी रिलीज हुआ नॉर्थ इंडिया में. लेकिन ये दुखी की बात है. If this is the case in government offices, I really request the higher officials to look into this matter and corruption. Yes, my honorable Prime Minister has always stood against corruption, and of course every leader stands against corruption, and this is corruption. जब मेरे लिए एक्टर को ऐसे हालत है तो दूसरा प्रोड्यूसर्स के लिए क्या होगा, वही सोच मेरे दिमाग में है. So please look into it, sir, and we do have the evidence, and of course it's not a culture to record conversation, but this conversation should be recorded, and we recorded it to tell the entire world what is happening in CBFC in Mumbai. So 6.5 lakhs is what I paid for my certification for the Hindi version of Mark Antony, and the rest is for you all to hear in the voice note that transpired in the phone calls between my man and the person involved in the CBFC. I think this is enough for everyone, for all of you to see, and I'm looking forward.
Switching our focus now, the Rail Roko movement led by 19 farmer labourer organizations in Punjab demanding compensation for crop damage caused by recent floods has entered its second day on Friday, causing significant disruption to rail services and leaving hundreds of passengers stranded at railway stations. Since the 28th of September, farmers across Punjab have been staging dharnas on railway tracks with disruptions scheduled to continue until the 30th of September. The protest has effectively blocked all major routes, including those from Delhi to Amritsar, Pathankot to Amritsar and connections to Chandigarh, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Moga, Firozpur, Fazilka and others as the railway tracks remain jammed. Today, the impact on train services has intensified with over 90 trains being adversely affected. Passengers are facing considerable inconvenience as more than 80 trains have been cancelled and the routes of some trains have been modified to navigate the ongoing protest. The Rail Roko Andolan continues to be a significant disruption affecting both commuters and the railway network in Punjab. There, in fact, the Rail Roko movement led by 19 farmer labourer organizations in Punjab demanding compensation for crop damage caused by recent floods has now entered its day 2. This has caused significant disruption to rail services. Hundreds of passengers have been stranded at railway stations. Since the 28th of September, that's yesterday, farmers across Punjab have been staging protests on railway tracks and in fact with disruptions scheduled to continue till the 30th of September. Large police deployment to ensure no untoward incident takes place, and there in fact the protest has effectively blocked all major routes, including those from Delhi to Amritsar, Pathankot to Amritsar and connections to Chandigarh, Jalandhar, Moga, Firozpur among others, as the railway tracks remain jammed. Switching our focus now, amid the India-Canada standoff, there has been a surprising turn of events. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who had previously made allegations against India, expressed praise and commitment to building closer ties with India. Trudeau stated that despite credible allegations of the Indian government's involvement in the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, Canada remains committed to engaging constructively with India. Speaking about India's increasing influence globally, the Canadian Prime Minister emphasized the extreme importance of Canada and its allies continuing to engage with India. During a press conference in Montreal, Trudeau emphasized the importance of engaging with India due to its growing economic power and geopolitical significance on the global stage. He mentioned Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy and their determination to establish stronger relations with India. He said, and I quote, India is a growing economic power and an important geopolitical player. As we outlined in our Indo-Pacific strategy just last year, we're very serious about building closer ties with India. Here, India has outrightly rejected Trudeau's allegations. However, he still added, at the same time, as a rule of law country, we need to emphasize that India needs to work with Canada to ensure that we get the full facts of this matter. Now, he's here talking about the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He also mentioned receiving assurances from the United States that Secretary of State Antony Blinken would raise the topic of India's role in Nijjar's murder during his meeting with Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar. The meeting took place on Thursday afternoon. He said, and I quote, the Americans have been working with us in addressing the Indian government about how important it is for them to be involved in following up on the credible allegations that agents of the Indian government killed a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. This is something that all democratic countries, all countries that respect the rule of law, need to take seriously. We're moving forward in a thoughtful, responsible way, anchored in the rule of law with all of our partners, including our approach to the government of India, he added. That's what, in fact, various reports have quoted him as saying.
One of the practices I'm going to continue to try to adhere to, which is to not speak publicly about what Secretary Blinken or other representatives of this department will say in their meetings before. Hold on. I will speak for myself before the Secretary has a chance to say it directly to those counterparts. So what I will say, however, is that we have consistently engaged with the Indian government on this question and have urged them to cooperate. And that engagement and the urge for them to cooperate will continue.
Now, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar had a meeting with his US counterpart, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, on Thursday afternoon in Washington. During their discussion, both leaders covered various global developments and laid the groundwork for a 2+2 meeting. This meeting took place against the backdrop of India's ongoing standoff with Canada following the allegations made by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Trudeau had stated on the 18th of September that Canadian security agencies were actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link, quote-unquote, between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Khalistani terrorist. Here, of course, referring to Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Now, Mr. Jaishankar took to X and he stated, great to meet my friend US Secretary of State, Secretary Blinken at State Department today. A wide-ranging discussion following up on PM Narendra Modi's June visit, also exchanged notes on global developments, laid the groundwork of our 2+2 meeting very soon. Jaishankar, who's currently on a 5-day official trip to Washington, D.C., in fact, met his US counterpart. Now, the meeting between External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken marked the highest level of interaction between the two leaders since the G20 summit held earlier this month in New Delhi. Jaishankar also announced the 5th edition of the India-US 2+2 Ministerial Dialogue, in fact, will be hosted by New Delhi, although he did not specify the dates. Reports suggest that the Ministerial Dialogue is scheduled to take place in November, signifying the continued diplomatic engagement and cooperation between the two nations.
It's a pleasure to welcome my friend and colleague, Foreign Minister Jaishankar, here to the State Department, back to Washington. We've had very good discussions over the last weeks, of course, at the G20, in New York at the General Assembly, and I'm looking forward to pursuing them this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Tony. Good to be back here. And we, of course, had the Prime Minister here this summer. We thank the US for all the support at the G20 summit. And I actually look forward to seeing you in Delhi for 2+2.
I look forward to that as well. Thanks, everyone.
Switching our focus to Manipur now, a 3-member committee of former judges constituted by the Supreme Court has asked the Manipur state government to identify all religious buildings in the state and protect them from damage, destruction and encroachment. The Indian Express reported, and I quote, "The panel has also asked the state to ensure the protection of the properties of the displaced persons as well as the properties which have been destroyed, burnt in the violence and prevent their encroachment. The government of Manipur should immediately identify all religious buildings in the state, which would include churches, Hindu temples, Sanamahi temples, mosques and any building of other religion, whether existing or present or vandalized, damaged, burnt in the violence which started on the 3rd of May this year." That's what the committee has recommended in its meeting with state government officials on the 8th of September. It's learned that a recommendation was also made to protect such buildings from encroachment and damage destruction. Do remember that the Manipur police had already stated that 386 religious structures in the state had been vandalized through arson during the course of the ongoing violence. And of these, 254 were churches and 132 temples. These religious structures were among over 5,000 recorded cases of arson. Meanwhile, in some other update regarding the ongoing violence in Manipur, it was reported that Chief Minister Biren Singh's ancestral house was vandalized by protesters. However, the Manipur police later clarified that such an incident did not take place, dispelling the speculation surrounding the alleged vandalism of the Chief Minister's ancestral property. The latest cause of unrest is the disturbing images of two missing Manipuri students, which surfaced on social media depicting their lifeless bodies. The Manipur Chief Minister's, office also confirmed their identities. It is being said that those two students belonged to the Methi community and they were allegedly killed by the Kukis. The Manipur police also now stating an unruly crowd tried to attack the house of a political leader. The joint security, forces repelled the crowd by firing tear gas shells. The unruly crowd there, targeted a police gypsy and burnt it while assaulting a policeman and snatched his weapon. Manipur police condemns such action and will take stern steps to deal with such miscreants. Combing operations are being carried out for recovery of arms and catching miscreants. The big show at 10 p.m. today, Duologue TV9's MD and CEO Barun Das will be in a candid conversation with renowned cardiac surgeon Dr. Devi Shetty. Take a look.
When a patient's mother touches my feet, begging to save her child's life, I don't feel empowered. I feel humiliated.
To normal people, the doctor is somewhere in between us and the God.
I'm just an instrument in the hands of God.
What you have initiated in making healthcare affordable to Indians.
India will become the first country in the world to dissociate healthcare from affluence.
To do the right thing, there's only one reason needed, which is intent.
We have pieces to solve all the problems. Someone has to put it together. This is the story of India.
Duologue with Barun Das featuring Dr. Devi Shetty. World premiere on Connected TV. Tonight at 10. Only on Newsline Live. India's first and only digital exclusive English news stream for Connected TV. Powered by Tata 1MG Labs. Supported by Alliance Broadband.
Welcome back. The arrest of Congress MLA Sukhpal Singh Khera by the Punjab police has raised speculations about its potential impact on the India alliance. Khera was arrested in connection with a case under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act that was registered against him in Jalalabad, Fazilka district in the year 2015. Now, this arrest has the potential to strain the already tumultuous ties between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Both parties have frequently exchanged jibes at each other, and just when it seemed that they had resolved their differences, the arrest of Sukhpal Singh Khera has taken place. The MLA claims that it is a political vendetta against him, while the Aam Aadmi Party maintains that it is based on evidence. Notably, the development comes after the Punjab Congress unit rejected Aam Aadmi Party's seat-sharing proposal for the 2024 elections, adding further complexity to the political landscape in Punjab. Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal said that they are committed to the alliance despite what's been happening in Punjab.
हमें कहा गया कि आप बैठो पानी पियो। जब पानी पिया तो कहने लगे चाय मंगाते हैं। हमने बोला चाय की जरूरत नहीं है भैया, मिलाओ सुखपाल सिंह खैरा को मिलाओ। कह रहे एसएसपी आ रहे हैं, तो एसएसपी साहब आ गए, हम इंतजार करते रहे। एसएसपी साहब ने बोला कि भाई मैं आपको मिला नहीं सकता, मेरे को निर्देश है ऊपर से। हमने बोला ऊपर से किसके? कहते आप भी समझते हो। कहते मैं मिला नहीं सकता, तो मिलाया नहीं, उन्होंने मिलाने का काम नहीं किया। हमने बोला भाई हमने आपकी चाय क्या पीनी है, कोई चाय पीने थोड़ी आए हैं, हम तो खैरा साहब को मिलने के लिए आए हैं। तो ऊपर के आदेश, मुख्यमंत्री के आदेश, डीजीपी के आदेश, सरासर धक्का, अन्याय, और इस प्रकार से धक्का जो कर रहे हैं, मैं समझता हूं कि ये तो कभी अंग्रेजों के समय में नहीं हुआ होगा मिलने का मौका। क्योंकि कोई सुखपाल सिंह खैरा कोई किसी क्रिमिनल तो नहीं है भाई। बिल्कुल उन्होंने बताया कि यहीं पे है, लेकिन मिलने नहीं दिया। कहते हम मिला नहीं सकते, ऊपर के आदेश है।
पहली चीज तो मैं ये क्लियर कर दूं कि आम आदमी पार्टी इंडिया अलायंस के प्रति कमिटेड है, और आम आदमी पार्टी बिल्कुल किसी भी हालत में इंडिया अलायंस से अलग नहीं होगा, और अलायंस के धर्म को निभाने के लिए हम पूरी तरह से कटिबद्ध हैं।
Moving on now, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, also known as KCR, is expected to preside over the final cabinet meeting of the current term on the 29th of September. Anticipation is high as this meeting might see the approval of several welfare schemes before the upcoming assembly elections and the enforcement of the Model Code of Conduct. These potential announcements encompass significant decisions such as the formation of a pay revision commission benefiting government employees and pensioners. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is all set to chair a final cabinet meeting of the current term today, and in fact is all set to clear a variety of welfare schemes before the assembly elections are announced and the Model Code of Conduct comes into force. While in fact, do these potential announcements encompass significant decisions, and of course KCR is looking forward to another term. Do stay tuned for more updates on this crucial development. Moving on now, former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam slammed AIADMK leadership for snapping ties with the BJP. He said that the BJP leadership has been in regular touch with him recently. He also asked whether AIADMK will accept if the BJP asks for replacing its General Secretary Palaniswamy. He said since AIADMK will not be able to do it, then it should not demand change of leadership in the BJP. O. Paneerselvam there now has slammed the AIADMK leadership for snapping ties with the BJP. The AIADMK recently announced that it is not going to continue in an alliance with the BJP, given the statements that were made by BJP State Chief Annamalai against former Chief Minister J. Lalita. And now O. Paneerselvam here saying that the BJP leadership has been in regular touch with him, and also asking the AIADMK if the AIADMK will accept if BJP asks for replacing its General Secretary Palaniswamy. Let's take a listen to what Mr. Paneerselvam had to say. In fact, we'll try to get Mr. Paneerselvam's bite in a while. Meanwhile, we also have several other reactions coming in. Let's listen in.
A person who has been a political orphan in Tamil Nadu is now literally desperate to find asylum under somebody while Amit Shah visited Madurai, our leader Edappadiar didn't make any effort to meet him, wherein it was OPS who fell to his flat to seeking his appointment and time. His desperation level has gone to such an extent that he understood that whatever he has stated to the people of Tamil Nadu has turned out to be a bag full of lies. Our leader never sought about sacking of Annamalai. We never discussed on that topic. We never sought the appointment of Amit Shah. All these are all stories which are being cooked up by vested interests in Tamil Nadu. Now, citing this as an opportunity, the habitual liar and the most selfish person under the sun, when somebody talks bad about our founder leader Amma, who has given us identity, and we are here because of Amma, because of this leader, and somebody talks ill about her, this person is keeping quiet, and who calls himself as a true loyalist of Amma. Shame on him, joining hands with that old war horse, Mr. Pandruti, who didn't have any job. He was at his home without any job. He was being called. Why? He left the AIDMK party because he couldn't stomach that our Amma became the GS. He walked out, then went and joined some other political party, DMDK. From there he was checked out. Our Amma 2016 pardoned him and gave him a seat to contest the elections. So these kind of disloyal people and traitors are the ones who have joined hands, and they are cooking up narratives and stories which people of Tamil Nadu clearly know that they are not trustworthy anymore.
If there is a change of leadership, Edappadi Palaniswamy will go back to the alliance. So that open Rome does not want to happen. This is the outcome of that fear. The only problem, they are not against BJP. Time and again I am repeating, they are not against BJP, they are against Annamalai. Because it is not an ideological war. What they did not support, they did support Kashmir 370, abrogation of 370 with regard to Kashmir. So they were with, all along they were with BJP. Whatever the BJP had done against the minorities, ADMK stood with them. They did not oppose them. So this is only because between Annamalai and Edappadi. The fight is only between Annamalai and Edappadi. This break also had come only because of this fight, not with policies. They are not, BJP is, the ADMK had supported all BJP's action against the minorities in the state.
Moving on now, in another significant drug seizure in Kutch district, local police discovered 80 kilograms of cocaine valued at 800 crore rupees. The drugs were found abandoned near the coast in Mithi Rohar village, approximately 30 kilometers from the port town of Gandhi Dham on Thursday. Acting on specific information, the Kutch police were patrolling the coast when they noticed multiple suspicious looking packets scattered along the shore and floating in the water. These packets, totaling 80 and weighing 1 kilogram each, were confirmed by forensic experts to contain cocaine. Sagar Bagmar, Superintendent of Police for Kutch East, explained this recovery revealed a new modus operandi used by international drug mafia. They no longer directly deliver the consignment to local receivers, but instead abandon it in isolated locations for their associates to retrieve. Said, and I quote, "We've intensified coastal patrolling and village checks as part of our ongoing anti-drug campaign." Police are actively investigating to determine the intended recipient of the drug consignment. Over the past 2 years, various agencies, including the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, the Border Security Force, the Gujarat Anti-Terrorism Squad, and local police have seized multiple such drug consignments in the district, which shares proximity with Pakistan. Recently, heroin packets were also confiscated from the coast of Valsad district in South Gujarat. In June, a joint operation between the BSF and Jakau Marine Police led to the seizure of approximately 50 packets of heroin worth 250 crore rupees from Sayali Creek. Now, in April, the ATS and the Indian Coast Guard apprehended 9 Pakistani nationals and confiscated drugs worth 280 crore rupees from a Pakistani boat near the international maritime boundary line of the Jakau coast. Last year, heroin valued at 376 crore rupees concealed inside fabric rolls was seized from a container at Mundra port.
गुजरात सरकार श्री की तरफ से तथा राज्य के पुलिस महानिदेशक श्री की तरफ से ड्रग्स की जो गैरकायदे से प्रवृत्ति है उस पर कड़क कार्रवाई करने की सतत सूचना मिलती हुई है। उसी कार्रवाई को देखते हुए जो रेंज आईजी सर हैं उनकी तरफ से कच्छ पूर्व जिले पुलिस को इसमें ड्रग्स की प्रवृत्ति को नाबूद करने में कड़क कार्रवाई करने के आदेश थे। उसी के अनुसंधान में जो कच्छ पूर्व जिला पुलिस की एलसीबी है उनको एक हकीकत मिली थी कि ड्रग्स का एक बड़ा जत्था इस विस्तार में डिलीवरी होने का है। उसी इंफॉर्मेशन को देखते हुए पुलिस की अलग अलग टीम्स जिसमें एलसीबी, एसओजी तथा लोकल पुलिस बी डिवीजन पुलिस स्टेशन गांधीधाम की टीम्स को इसमें एक्टिवेट करने में आया और इन्हीं विस्तारों में खास करके पुलिस द्वारा कॉम्बिंग एक्सरसाइज और ह्यूमन सर्विलेंस उसके साथ साथ एरिया ट्रैकिंग की एक्सरसाइज कंटिन्यूसली इसमें करने में आ रही थी। और उसी चीज़ को देखते हुए आज पुलिस को सुबह इसमें इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली कि पर्टिकुलर एरिया में ड्रग्स का कंसाइनमेंट का होने की संभावना है। उसी आधार पर पुलिस ने उस एरिया की सर्च की और उसमें पुलिस को कोस्ट एरिया से कोकेन का जो है ड्रग्स का कंसाइनमेंट मिला। उसमें लगभग 80 किलो के अराउंड जो है ये कंसाइनमेंट था जिसमें पुलिस को इसमें पकड़ने में सफलता मिली है और पुलिस की जो है ये केस के आधार पर आगे की इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी चालू है।
Moving on now, Riddhi, a 12-year-old daughter of sari merchant Mukesh Bhai Mewada, residing in the Sai Baba Society of in Surat, was a class 8 student at Gitanjali School, Godadhara, and in a distressing turn of events, Riddhi suddenly collapsed during a classroom session on Wednesday. The shocking incident sent shockwaves through the students and staff present. Immediate efforts were made to rush Riddhi to a private hospital, where tragically the doctor declared her deceased. Well, that's all we have in this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day ahead.
When a patient's mother touches my feet, begging to save her child's life, I don't feel empowered. I feel humiliated.
To normal people, the doctor is somewhere in between us and the God.
I'm just an instrument in the hands of God.
What you have initiated in making healthcare affordable to Indians.
India will become the first country in the world to dissociate healthcare from affluence.
To do the right thing, there's only one reason needed, which is intent.
We are pieces to solve all the problems. Someone has to put it together. This is the story of India.
Duologue with Barun Das featuring Dr. Devi Shetty. World premiere on Connected TV. Tonight at 10. Only on Newsline Live. India's first and only digital exclusive English news stream for Connected TV. Powered by Tata 1MG Labs. Supported by Alliance Broadband.
Our climate is changing.
Climate change. Climate change. Climate change. Climate change.